Okay, so what I'm going to make next, it's a little bit complicated, but I'm sure most of you will be able to do this. This is a humming top, okay, can you see that over there? So you pull that string, this top drops down and it spins and it hums. It's a very old Victorian design. Probably saw it when that catalogue was going round. There's a whole load of them at the back. These are the ones I installed for one of my customers who collects them. It's in here somewhere. It was in here. And he reckons he's got about 100 of these. That's them there. You see that? Okay, so some of these are worth thousands of pounds, and they come to me because either the handle is missing or the finial is broken, so I have to repair them. He's quite a wealthy person. He's got a big table with a glass top, and all these are on display. So he reckons there's about £10,000 worth of humming tops. So yeah, so he's a collector. I've got quite a few different collectors. I've got another collector that I do, it's a magic box with a ball inside. So you take the ball out, put it in your pocket, put the lid back on, and you open it in a different place. And then suddenly there's half a ball in it. So that's another demo altogether. So this is going to be a humming top, okay? It's in two pieces. Okay, so that's the main part. And basically it's a box, okay, with a lid. So we're going to do one of these. It's a bit complicated, so I have to keep reminding myself how I'd make it. But first of all, we turn into a cylinder. It's about 3 inches long, say millimetres, about 75 mil by about 2 1/4. 55 mil, okay? It needs to be a timber where the grain is consistent all the way through, because if it's heavy on one side than the other, then it kind of wobbles about when it spins. So it needs to be dry, because you don't want to turn it and this little peg suddenly bends over. It's got to be dry, and it's got to be consistent grain all the way through. This is a bit of beech. You can use lots of timbers. Maple, sycamore, anything you like really. So, I've found the centres. You've got to turn the spigot on one side. Okay. What do you reckon so far? Okay.
I reckon you told us a couple of lies all the way through.
Right, so it's nice and straight. Just move the tool rest here, and you should stop the lathe, really. But there's no corners on it, so I don't have to worry about that. So we'll do it this way around. The step centre doesn't penetrate the timber very far, so I don't have to take too much off that end when I turn it to a point. This bit here, it does penetrate a little bit, so I have to allow for that. So basically, that bit there, here, is this peg. So I can get rid of some of that now. What's going on? It's twisted in the handle. That's it. That's better. Right. Oh no, let's put the speed on there. Look up. A little bit longer. Right, so that's what you do first of all. Okay, we'll move this along. Now the only trouble with this, if you're over 70, you won't be able to hear it.
Sorry.
I used to tell people if you're over 60, you won't be able to hear it. Now I'm 67, I can't really say that now, can I? Right, goes in there. That. Get as near as I can. Right, so what we're going to do first of all is turn this little peg. You can download the plans for this off my website. So that says 7 mil. The hole in there is a little bit bigger, so it just spins. Okay, so that's 7 mil, that would be 8 mil. Like I say, it gives you this big part of the door. You know, reverse to that other way of letting it cut between the points with a slight angle and just leaning on it. That's it. Now I've not cut all the way to the line because I've gone down there like that. It's torn all the grain. So I need to go down there with a skew. There's two ways you can do it. You can use a 3/8 spindle if you're not happy with using the skew. Do exactly the same. Keep the bevel in contact. Tells you where the handle goes. I pick up a cut and go all the way down. I prefer to use a skew for this. Like that. There's a hole in the end of this, so I need to get rid of that. Okay, then we put some lines on there, little V cuts. We'll do the trick with the pencil. Like that. I'll just check it so it spins on there. It does. Right, so now I've done that. We've got to make this bit into a lid, all right? So that will be a bead there. Okay, so what we need to do is turn in some of it down, not all of it yet. So use the core because a half inch will be too wide. Same again, hold the handle low, lift it into the wood. And what you probably don't realise I'm doing is I kind of rock it from side to side, helps it cut quicker. So if you do using the half inch one, there's quite a lot of resistance if you go straight in. But what I tend to do is rock it from side to side, and it helps it cut quicker. Right, so that's going to be the right size for that part there. So we turn that bead. Like that, that's good. A little bead, and then I'll use my 8th particle, and the thickness of this wall is about 2 millimeters. So I need to go down there by 2 mils. A bit wider. So that's roughly 2 mil down. Okay, 2 mil, and then the little 16th particle, leaving a witness mark as well. That is where that lid is going to be cut off. Let's move this out of the way. It's not too complicated for you, because I know you did struggle with the idiot sticks. Right, cut a little bit more there. Just a little bit of a bump. Right, over 400. So that needs to be parted off now. So when you use this, this was an idea from Chris Stott. Anyone remember Chris Stott? No? He used to produce these. He used to have an orange handle. It's actually an industrial axle blade cut in half. But I put another little bevel on here. So if I put the bevel on there like that, it tells me the angle I need. So ideally, you do a double slot. I don't tend to, but so I will lift it towards the centre. If I miss the centre, then this gets really hot and kicks back at you. So you've got to practice just parting stuff off a long piece of wood. Just practice doing that. So don't go straight in. Drop the handle and lift it towards the centre. Okay, so that's going to be the lid, yeah? Bodily. Right, so that there's a witness, that is going to be the end of this diameter here. So just lining it up. We need another bead here. Okay, that's going to go there. But before I do that, I need to drill a square hole roughly there, okay? Once I've turned this to the right diameter and hollowed the inside out, you can't drill that hole. It will just shatter. So you have to do it now. Just put a little hole there, help the drill find the centre. This is that 7mm square drill. Okay, don't go all the way through. So that's the square hole. So now I can turn that down to that step, which is there. Laying that along a little bit. Here's the other quarter skew. There. Turn the bead. Like that. And then I didn't get that quite in the centre, but that'll be fine. That'll come around here. Like that. And vernier. I mustn't go deeper than that bead. So whatever that is there, okay, which is about 22mm. That's as far as I'm allowed to go. So lock it. Tool needs to go below centre. So push it into the centre. I'll show you the other ways I normally do it. Right, so that's the right depth. There's a couple of different tools I can use. This is one of my design box scrapers, and this cuts along there as well as the side, but you use it with the handle up, like that, so the handle is higher than the cutting tip, and as it cuts along the side here, you have to tip it on its side slightly, because otherwise it can grab. So at the moment it's cutting sideways at the moment. I'm lining it up with bed bars. Okay, so that final cut use a quarter. I'm hardly going to take anything off of this. Right, really near to where I need to be now. Just check it. I think it's a bit more to come off. Yeah. That should be okay. Yeah, so that fits perfectly, but I just need to taper it in a fraction. Like that. So that should be a nice tight fit on there. It was fitting. That was fitting. Just going to touch it with a bit of sandpaper, I reckon. It's really near to where it needs to be. There we are. Okay. Right. That's going to come off of there. See, it's about 2 mil. Don't have to sand the inside, you're never going to see it again. Got some blocks of wood here. You can see it won't fit on there. So, what do. So, the jam chuck, so I've got to turn it so that will go onto there. I'm just feeling it for it to go on. So I just tapered it and I'm just pulling it on a little bit. But I've got to be careful. If I make it too tight and too tapered, it will split. Right. Very careful now. Just keep tapping it until it runs true. That's got it. Right. If you're a bit worried about it, you can bring this running centre up against there so it won't come off, but it's pretty tight on there. But I will use a quarter spindle because there's not a long resistance to the cut. So if I use a bigger tool, it may pull it off. I've got to get rid of that hole that was caused by the step setter. Okay, that's good. I'll write it on. There's a couple of lines at the bottom there. That's excellent. The same. Of course, you could add some colour to it as well, the old permanent markers. Right. So that'll come off of there. And then we've got to glue this back on. You've got to glue it in the same way as it come off. So there's a slight curve in the grain direction, so that's got to go on that way. So I'm going to use the Type Bomb 2. Okay. Right. Where did I put the lid? Oh. Right, so that's the top with the square hole. I'll come back to that in a minute. So we'll do the handle now. And as you can see, I've drilled a hole in this. So the size of the hole is 15 mil, and that is 27 mil deep. Okay, just do it with a pin and drill, and then obviously this hole is a little bit bigger than the stem. So you do that first, and then put it between centres. Use a small step centre. Find the centre. So I use this as a pattern. Right, it's very, very similar to the bell. Okay. Transfer that over. Right. Okay. I didn't explain a lot because it's the same as the other one anyway, so a little bead in here, do that. Tool for sanding, so move the tool rest out of the way. Always keep that sandpaper moving all the time. Don't leave it in one place because it will leave lines, even though it's only 240. Just keep it moving. And then just pop that off. They've got very good at parting off between centres. I used to get partridge and pheasant eggs, and I used to do 1,000 at a time. And I just did it coming round the dowels, so it's all cut to length, and all I do is use a skew. Right, so that's that bit here. I can't do the slots in here because I need a bandsaw, but you can still feed it through there. So ideally it's better if you can feed it through the side to get the string in the hole. So that's pretty straightforward. Now, to turn this, make this into a square, just get a square file. Am I holding it in the right place? That should have been over a little bit, but it should be wouldn't make any difference. Right, so that's been made into a square now. So at the moment, it doesn't really make a lot of noise. So about 45 degrees, it's like a whistle, you see. So I've got to take that down. And you can tune it in as well. And then you've got to do it to the other side as well. In case you wind it the wrong way. So do it both ways. See, I couldn't do this square until I glued this lid on. Okay, because otherwise it will just break. So you have to glue the lid on, and then it makes it really strong. Do all that side. Right. Okay, let's see if it works. Oh, I need to drill a hole, find out where the grain is going that way. I'm going to drill a hole for the string. Go through. Onto that hole. It's decent size. About 3 mil, roughly. Okay. And then, I'm usually not going to bother turning a ball. It's easy enough to do a ball. Let's see if it works. This is the hardest bit out of doing this, is to get that string in that hole. If you do put a slot, it keeps the string in the centre. Doing it this way, if the string goes along the stem there, it can clog it up. So it is better with a slot. I should get you to do this. God, blimey. Right. So try and keep it in the centre. Oh, it's come out the hole. Oh, a lot of stress this is. Right, okay. Don't ask me how long the string is.
Sorry, how long is the string?
Yeah. Right, and then right, what shall I do? I have to do it down here, won't I? Right, everyone quiet. Like I said, most of you won't know who he is.
One leg now. 5 hour fathers and 5 Hail Marys while they're there.
Ready? He's making the noise here. Look at that, all the movement. It doesn't hum all the time, I mean, at the beginning. It does take a long time, about 2 hours. Look at that, pretty well put the balance on one actually. It's still going. Keep going. And then stop. Okay, so that's how it's made. Who's going to help me out?
Sorry, Gary. Can you just explain again the significance of the slot?
The square, yeah, because it's like, if you look at wizards,
No, the slot you put with the bandsaw.
oh yeah, it's easier for the string to go on the side than the end, and it keeps the string in one place. But sometimes you put that in there and wind it all up, and it goes up and down that stem and it clogs up.
So the slot is sideways.
Yes, yeah, I'll show you that. Yeah, so when you it's slightly sideways on there, see, and then you put the string through there, and when you wind it up, it stays in the centre. Whereas you put it in this end, it could go up that stem and clog it up. Okay? I'll pass that round at the same time.
Maybe that one will whistle.
That one does whistle.
Yeah, shows on the camera.
Yeah, I'll show you the camera. So you can see the hole is in the centre of that slot. See that? So when I wind it up, it stays in the centre. Whereas if I do it through the end, it can travel up and down this little stem and clog up. So it's better to have a slot. Yeah? In fact, all the ones I repair have all got slots. Right. Let's do something easier, shall we?